So today we're actually going to be doing a Vietnamese dish. Ooh. It was one that I just recently tried. I don't know why I hadn't tried it sooner, but I absolutely loved it, so I want to share it.
So it's a roll, but it's not a spring roll.
It's not a summer roll.
Egg roll.
It's not an egg roll.
It's an
imperial roll.
Imperial roll.
Otherwise known as cha yo. And I know I didn't pronounce it properly, so my apologies.
Well, you know I'm not going to pronounce it properly, but I know it's going to be delicious. We're going to get cooking in just a moment with Chef Lori Hashimoto from Hana Japanese. So for this imperial roll, this is from one of your friends who is Vietnamese.
Right.
And she gave it to you and you're like, this is amazing.
Amazing. So, you know, it was one of the things where the wrapper stayed real nice and crispy, and it was actually done with a rice paper wrapper and not a wheat flour wrapper like you see most egg rolls or spring or summer rolls made. Spring rolls are typically done with rice paper but are unfried, and imperial rolls are done with rice paper but are deep fried.
Okay.
And I love that deep fried goodness. I can't get away from it.
Crispy on the outside, nice and juicy and delicious on the inside.
So we're going to start with pork, crab, and shrimp.
And we were saying I thought when you said crab and shrimp with the pork, I was like, I don't think we've ever, and you said it's kind of a Vietnamese traditional pairing.
Southeast Asian pairing. And so, you know, what it does is it brings a lot of flavor to the dish.
Yeah, I bet.
And so what we're going to do is we have a shallot there that I have cut up like this. And again, little just cooking technique where we can then go ahead and cut it. And what that does, it automatically gives us a nice little dice.
All right, so you want to kind of mince, for you at home, I know my knife skills aren't like yours, but you just want to mince it up real finely.
Right, we want to mince it up, and we just want to make sure that we have just all of this cut up really, really, really nice and small, because what it's going to do is it's going to blend really well with the ingredients that we have. And then we're also going to do a little bit of garlic as well. So I smashed the garlic down. We're just going to go ahead and mince this up as much as we can.
And as you mince this up, let's talk about the proteins though, because crab, I was saying, you know, do you use it? You can see it at Trader Joe's. It comes in the big like lump crab meat.
Right.
And you say no, you use imitation crab today.
What I've done is I've used imitation crab, one, because of the color that it's going to bring to the roll, what you can see on the inside, as well as it having probably a little bit less water in the content.
Gotcha.
So that we don't make the inside of the roll super kind of gushy. And one of the things that we've done in the past is when we've made things that we've done before, we've always sauteed the ingredients, remember?
Yes.
So that way, with this one, the ingredients on the inside are kind of raw. So it's going to be interesting that we want to kind of keep the water content down. We want the outside crispy, and we want the inside to have this really nice meaty texture.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the shrimp, you just cut those into small pieces.
Right, with the shrimp we just went ahead and cut it. We didn't cut it up too small. Again, once we start cooking it, the color will come out really nice and give us a little bit of kind of, you know, color on the inside to make it look pretty on the outside. What we have here are the mung bean noodles.
And she was telling me this before we started. I go, are those the killer noodles? And she's like, of course, that's how you refer to them. But you were saying in Japan, you got to be careful, and whenever you eat these,
right,
you need to be careful.
Because the noodles itself, you know, when you have to chew everything. Most people forget sometimes. They're so hungry they forget to chew their food. But with this one, what we're going to do is we basically boiled them a little bit, we chilled them down, and now we've cut them up into pieces.
Okay.
So that when you bite into it, you don't have these really long, stringy noodles.
Got it.
Okay, so we're going to put our noodles in there as well. We're going to put our carrots in there. So these are just shredded carrots, just about maybe a quarter of a cup of carrots.
Okay.
Because we did 6 ounces of pork, we did 2 ounces of shrimp, we did 2 ounces of the crab. We got our noodles in there, our shallots, our garlic. We're gonna do 3 large dashes of pepper, which seems like a lot, but once we get it mixed in with the protein, it won't be a lot.
Interesting.
We're gonna have about a half a teaspoon of salt in there.
Okay.
And this is gonna be fish sauce.
We never cook with fish sauce.
We don't ever cook with fish sauce. Typically not in Japanese cooking, but Southeast Asian cooking, there's a lot of fish sauce being used. This is gonna be about a teaspoon and a half of fish sauce in here.
Some people might at home go, ooh, I don't wanna, but fish sauce, you really don't taste it, right? Once it starts cooking, it kind of adds a what flavor?
Right, it doesn't taste the way it smells. That's what it comes down to. And I think because fish sauce is fermented fish, either anchovies, krill, or other type of fish mixed with salt and water and actually aged in a barrel. It takes about 2 years to make fish sauce.
Oh, wow.
So it's not, you know, it's not a super simple sauce, but at the same time, what it does is it adds this beautiful umami and savoriness to the dish.
Got it.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of egg, so we're just gonna mix up this egg here. And it's a small egg to bind it, but we're only gonna use about half of this egg.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we using it later or no?
No, we won't. But we're
too much egg if you put the whole thing in.
Right, too much egg. So we're just gonna do about a half and go from there, and then make sure that we get this nice and mixed up. So we're gonna mix up all these ingredients really good.
And then when we come back, we're gonna start putting them into the rice paper?
Right, we're gonna start working with our rice paper. A little tricky, but I know everyone can do it.
And if I can do it, you know you can do it at home. Lori, thank you so much. And welcome back, everyone. We are rocking and rolling with Chef Lori Hashimoto from Hana Japanese Eatery. We are making Vietnamese imperial rolls.
Right.
So we have our mixture going that has shrimp, pork, crab, fish sauce, those shiitake
noodles, right? The clear noodles,
shallot,
garlic, and salt and pepper.
Okay.
And the fish sauce.
Now this one, rice paper. You said
rice paper.
Patience.
So yeah, lots of patience. So when you pull it out, it's almost like like a hard sheet. When you feel it, it literally, when you pull it out, see, it's not very pliable. So you need to go ahead and just put a little bit of water on it, warm water. Now a lot of people can you can put it on a plate and kind of wipe it with a clean towel, a clean kitchen towel.
Does it stick to the plate and rip?
You know, the thing is, what I do is I have a little bit of water on here, you can see, so it's not gonna stick, but you don't wanna get it too wet because then it gets really, really, almost like a noodle.
Oh, okay.
Almost like the noodles that we put into the dish. So what I did here, again, I wet this pan just a little bit
so they don't stick.
So they don't stick on there.
Could I use some Pam?
And I've rolled it up.
Or no?
You know what?
No.
I'm not sure if it will actually work in the same way.
Okay, so just put a little water on the pan so it doesn't stick.
Yeah. So we want to just put a little bit on here, and with the rolls, because the ingredients are raw, what I was told was these are not supposed to be massive rolls. They're supposed to be like kind of finger food, like appetizer rolls.
Got it.
And a lot
because you want to cook it. We're going to cook it in here, so if you do a massive roll, it's going to burn before the pork cooks.
Right, and you want to make sure that, again, like all the ingredients that we had in there, like the shrimp and the crab, are all cut to the same size so that it cooks the same. So what I've done is I rolled it, I folded it over, and now I'm going to just keep rolling it and try and keep it as tight as I possibly can so that there's not a lot of air pockets in there so that it cooks evenly.
Okay.
And again, here
you just kind of seal it with the water. You don't need any egg wash or anything to seal it.
Right. Nothing,
here, I have one in here for you.
Nothing to seal. There you go.
Okay, yeah, it does get.
Right? It gets kind of noodly. You can see it. And with me laying it down here, it allows it not to stick on itself, because once it starts sticking on itself, it's super difficult to get apart. So pretty much if it sticks together, just throw that one away.
Got it.
Because you'll drive yourself. It's like when saran wrap sticks to itself and you're trying to pull it apart.
So annoying.
It gets a little,
I get
difficult.
Angry.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, I'm putting all these in here, so I have lunch today.
Right. So again,
keep rolling.
Roll it over, kind of flatten it out.
Tuck it.
Tuck it, roll it over again. Roll your edges over. Roll your edges over. And then roll it together. And you really want the ends to be closed because you don't want the oil to get inside.
And seep inside. And okay, so over here though, let me guess.
Right.
Cottonseed oil?
So we have cottonseed oil today.
Am I on a roll or
you
what?
You are on a roll. You know what's going on. So again, with these rolls, we just we have some that were pre-made, so we kind of dried them out. You can see that you can actually see the oil is smoking a little bit, right? So we want to bring this down just a tad. You don't want the oil for these to be too hot, because what will happen is, unlike a wheat flour wrapper, it kind of absorbs the oil. It's kind of nice and tough. But for these, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we put them in, and we don't want to put them together because they'll stick. And please be careful, Suzanne, because again, these are slightly wet, so you know that
there'll be a little sizzling. For those who like to use like a thermometer, what temperature would I aim for?
I would say just about maybe anywhere between 280 to 320.
Okay.
Not too hot.
So we're gonna put these little puppies in the oil. We're gonna let them cook away. When we come back, we're gonna start putting the dish together. Oh, what if it sticks?
That's all right. Just go ahead and get it off.
You want? Okay.
There you go.
Oh,
and be careful.
Oh, and see the bubble?
Yeah, be careful. Be careful.
Okay, what happens with that bubble?
So with that bubble, we're just gonna leave it there. Okay. And once that backside cooks, we're gonna roll it over, and most likely what will happen once we roll it over and start cooking, it will actually, it will actually go down.
All right, I love this. This is so much fun. It's like an experiment. Lori, thank you so much. She'll be back to finish up the dish if we don't explode. Head on over to Hana Japanese Eatery right now in Phoenix for a tasty lunch. Welcome back, everyone. I am manning the hot oil here, and you're right. You got to be careful when you put them in because they will stick together.
Right, they will stick together. Once they stick together, they're pretty difficult to get apart, especially if the long sides stick to each other. And again, with the oil, the reason why we said a little bit of a medium-lower temperature is so that because it's rice, it bubbles up really quickly, and if it's too hot, those bubbles will burst, and then they'll open up the skin, which then creates the oil to go
mess.
inside. Right, exactly.
And we cook these, you said, for about 10 to 12 minutes,
10 to
just
12
make sure
minutes.
everything is cooked inside.
Yeah, just to make sure everything's cooked inside, and you really want that rice paper to get nice and crunchy. As you can see, it stays this beautiful, beautiful white color. You know, hence imperial, the purity of it, the gorgeousness of it, and it's super, super, super crispy.
Now, sauce-wise, what are we going to serve this with?
Okay, so sauce-wise, we could have made a sauce, which if you'd like to, you can make, you can make a sauce. But like you said, you got to choose, pick and choose your battles.
Because this does, and I'll get this for Bob. Because this did, I mean, it's easy, but it takes a little time. It's a little bit of labor of love.
It does take a little bit of labor.
So this is your favorite sauce.
Right, it's one of my favorite sauces. It's a chili sauce. They do make one that says specifically, for egg rolls and stuff, and that's going to have egg rolls or spring rolls or summer rolls. It's going to have carrots and some stuff on the bottom of it, which is really kind of nice when you're dipping into it. But I find that with the ingredients that we have and with the chili sauce on top, that's what really makes it.
All right, so we have these going with the little chili sauce on the side, and you were saying you also like the Three Sisters?
Yeah, the Three Sisters brand paste. And these are things that, because they're more popular, maybe not necessarily authentic, are things that you can find in many of your grocery stores, many of your Asian grocery stores.
You don't have to make a special trip.
Exactly.
Man, these are so good. And when we come back, we're going to plate it up, chili sauce, and give it a try.
Yes, and give it a try.
Cannot wait. Thank you so much. If you want the delicious details on this dish, you can head to our website, look under the recipes section, and we're going to be right back.